For the fight fans joining us and the millions watching around the world, Red Korner.
Yes, ladies and gents, welcome back to Win the Red Korner podcast with me, Ross. I hope everyone's well this evening. Tonight, I am honoured to have on the ranked number one flyweight in the world. He was fighting for the BKFC 125-pound championship against John Dodson in JR, the Lion Ridge. Unbelievable, a couple performances from him in the last few fights, and this one is going to be amazing. Happening in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the 11th of August, BKFC 48. Here he is. I'll bring him in now. Yes, JR, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm honored to have you on the show. Thank you. Ranked number one flyweight in the world, fighting John Dodson in Albuquerque, New Mexico, BKFC 48 for the World Championship. Unbelievable.
Yes, sir. It's definitely gonna be a good one. John is a well accomplished, flyweight. He's been around for a long time. We've all
No, seems to have froze there. No. You've gone, JR. I can't hear you. There we go. We've got you back.
Yeah, I think we're having some bad reception.
You got as far as saying John's accomplished?
Yeah, John's an accomplished guy. We've seen him throughout the years. I've fought just as long as John has, just on a different platform, and it's I'm excited to share the ring with him, and I think it's definitely the ingredients for a phenomenal fight, maybe fight of the year. But I will be John. I will be the man in BKFC to be John.
Definitely, and it'd be great as well for BKFC homegrown to beat one of the guys that have came over from MMA, one of the big names that have came over. It'd be great for a BKFC guy to get to take that belt.
Absolutely. Just being a homegrown guy in BKFC, it's an honor. I've worked hard to get to the position that I'm at, in the rankings. John was the only really option for me. You know what I mean? And the fact that, we're here and it's finally happening, fighting for the very first flyweight championship in the BKFC, it's going to be history.
Absolutely. So you've had quite an extended camp. You've been in camp around 11 weeks now, I think.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while. I was originally preparing for the July 14th card, and then, we worked out the deal, and now we're here. So
be ready to peak at the right time.
Yes, I had to peel back a bit. During camp a little bit, my body was getting a little worn out. Then we amped it up again, and then back to peak.
Excellent. Yeah, it's the things you've got to do. You've got to listen to your body in training camp, don't you, and not overdo yourself.
You have to, and it's hard as a fighter to sometimes to listen to our body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've spoken to a few guys in the UK that have had that, came up against that, and they feel like they should be in the gym, they should be working. But recovery is just as important as training, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it really is, and that's one thing too, is like, all as fighters, it's like we feel guilty if we're not working, like if we're not working, we feel like we're not at the place where we need to be.
Yeah. Do you kind of walk around at 125 then, or do you have to cut much weight, or?
No, I definitely have to cut a lot of weight, my man. Like I walk around probably not in fight shape, probably at 145, 140.
Right, so you go a little bit of a weight cut then. It's not too much though, eh?
Yeah.
You got into combat sports with Sancho martial arts, is that right?
Exactly. Yep. I fought in that for many, many, many years. I was actually on the USA team.
Oh, we've lost him again.
Yep. Sorry. No, I'm here. I was on the USA team. And I was a bronze medalist in the 2006 World Championships. I fought all over China at a young age. I'm definitely a well-seasoned combat athlete.
Yeah, and so anyone that doesn't know, Sancho is kind of like Muay Thai and judo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Muay Thai and mixed with a little judo, like Russian Sambo. Like not a lot of people know. Only fight fans, only MMA guys really know what Sancho is. But yeah, it's basically Muay Thai with judo.
Yeah. I mean, you're an all-action fighter. You come forward, you're fast. You're rarely in a boring round. Never mind a boring fight. You're all action. I mean, how would you describe your fight style? I mean, I've described it there, but how would you describe your fight style?
Calculated. I'm a fast twitch type of guy. But I also throw calculated shots. It's not rushing in, dangerously. I would say that I'm very calculated, very meticulous, and I like to dissect with my hands.
Yeah, I mean, you're a little bit taller than John as well. So
yep.
I mean,
on paper,
John's well known as
smaller than me.
I mean, we all know what John Dodson's about. MMA fans that have seen him and things, and I'm going to say it there. I think you've got this one. I do think you've got this one.
I appreciate that. I know I've got it. I'm fully confident in my skill and I'm fully confident in my training. And, again, like both of our styles, like he's a fast guy, like he's exciting to watch. He does what he does. But a guy like John, if somebody prepares properly for a guy like John and his style, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a tough night for John. Like John has never faced anybody quite as fast as me, except Demetrius Johnson. But that's with kicks and punches and knees and elbows. You take all those weapons away from John. Only use his hands. He's not the best, boxer. So, and he's fought the way he's fought for years, and we've all seen how he fights. We've all seen his two bare knuckle fights. A guy who prepares for John's style is going to outwork John, and that's what we're prepared to do. Whether we draw out the fight into 5 rounds or I knock him out in the 3rd, but it's going to be a very exciting fight whenever you see two different styles, 2 different exciting fighters collide. But my skill is far more superior than John's.
Is that a little prediction there that it's going to happen in the 3rd?
That's what I want to finish it in the 3rd. But if it's drawn out to the 5th, like John will never be punched as much he's been hit in bare knuckle as much as he's going to get hit August 11th.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of talk about John, especially over the last week, that he's only spent 141 seconds in the squared circle. So he's barely even had a round of bare knuckle boxing. I mean, your experience, you've been through the wars, you've been, in the 5 round. Joe had to dig deep and, show the dog inside. He hasn't done that yet in bare knuckle.
He hasn't, and he hasn't been hit fully with a bare knuckle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hasn't been touched in the face with a hard, solid punch yet.
Absolutely. So what would it mean to you to, like I say, you're bare knuckle BKFC homegrown, bare knuckle homegrown. What would it mean to you to lift that BKFC title and get your hand raised?
Man, it would mean the world to me. It's as any combat athlete, as any athlete in any sport, we want to be the best at it. And the fact that I will be the first flyweight champion in BKFC, that's history, man. Like, bare knuckle is the fastest growing sport as we speak. BKFC, I fight on the biggest platform for the sport. I'm honored. I appreciate David Feldman, like my management team. Like, I appreciate everything this far. And to fight for the very first flyweight championship against a seasoned guy like John Dodson and the shock the world, man, that's a dream come true. We're here, and this is it.
Excellent. I know you're prepared. I know you're ready. I mean, on the bare knuckle BKFC UK side of things, there's not too many 125ers yet. It's still a growing sport over here, as it is over there, but it's a little bit slower over here. But I mean, there's one guy I've got to give a shout out to that I think you need to keep an eye on. Is a guy called Robbie Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, he's up and coming. Yeah, flyweight as well. Yeah, so he's up and coming in the BKFC, and I mean, YouTube him. He's had some underground fights and things, and fought guys that were, a lot heavier than him. But he's one to watch. How's the BKFC UK kind of scene over in America?
I mean, we see it, obviously, because we're in the we're under the umbrella. I would say we don't know many of the fighters, except like, what's his name? I just went blank. Tierney.
Yeah, Connor Tierney, yeah.
Tierney, he's a stick out. But yeah, we really don't know a lot of the fighters yet. What would really be cool one of these days if we did like a BKFC USA versus the UK or.
Mate, I have talked about this for ages. I want to see this happen. Team UK versus Team USA.
Right.
We could do a little tournament beforehand, get the top 4 guys in the division from your side and our side, and get them battle it out to see who makes the team, and then go over to America. I think it'd be a great TV show. Next time you speak to Feldman, tell him.
The whole build up to everything would be awesome.
Yeah, 100%. It'd be unbelievable, and especially now that Europe's involved as well. Dave Feldman said that Bulgaria are now they've got a show in Sofia in Bulgaria, so you could also add a Team Europe into that too as well at some point, hopefully.
Yeah.
So what can we expect to see from JR the Lion Ridge in the ring? BKFC 48.
You guys are gonna see a composed, ferocious, articulated, calculated JR. This is the best JR Ridge you guys will ever that you have seen thus far, fighting John Dodson. This is, the preparation on this is not just obviously physical, it's also mental, and it's fighting for the title. It's fighting for the flyweight championship. This isn't just like climbing the ranks. This is something that is it's different than any other fight, and it's definitely going to be exciting. Like I'm going to shock the world. I've been saying it now for months. Like, I am going to shock the combat sports world.
Excellent. Cannot wait. I cannot wait. I just want to finish up on one last question, if that's all right. Why do you fight? What's inside you that makes you think, or makes you have to fight?
That's a good question. God has blessed me with many skills and talents, and I'm able to showcase these skills and talents for a specific reason. I'm able to give back and give knowledge of these specific talents, the people that I train and coach as well. So it's almost like it's my purpose, and I'm still competitive in the competition side of the sport. And the only way that I can continue doing it is, using the blessings that God has given me, and capitalizing on everything that I do. So that's what really drives me to stay fighting. But yeah, and the people around me, man, my teammates, my coaches, that's just what I am.
I love that, man. Talking about teammates and coaches, is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to? Sponsors?
Yeah, Wicked Muay Thai. Everybody check them out. Awesome. They do all my fight trunks, all my custom fight trunks.
We lost him again. I believe JR has got his own clothing range as well, which you can find on Instagram. To find him on Instagram as well, it's just JR Ridge. Hopefully he'll dip back in a second. But there it is. There it is. 11th of August, Albuquerque, New Mexico, BKFC 48. Bryce Hall versus G. Perez on there as well. Bryce Hall being a big TikToker. G. Perez just being an absolute gangster and he's one bad man. Also on that card as well is Sydney Smith versus Melanie Shah, who I've had on the podcast as well. You can go and check them podcasts out. Are you back, my man?
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I just want to give a shout out to my coaches, James Battle, Coach Bo, Matt McCusker, all my teammates, Ryan Reber, number 2 ranked bantamweight. I couldn't do it without my team, without my family. Shout out to, my biggest fan, the Lord up above. And let's just keep grinding.
Yeah, my man. You've got your own clothing range too, is that right?
My own what?
Clothing range. Your own clothing brand.
Yep, my own clothing line. Check it out.
Signal's gone again. Like I say, I think you can check it out on Instagram and things, so be sure for that. It's going to be an amazing card. Sunday upcoming this week, we've got the BKFC tryouts in Liverpool, the Hard Hitters gym, Luke Nevin's gym. Danny Christie's going to be there. Mickey Terrell's going to be there. BKFC bossman Andy Bakewell's going to be there. All catching an eye on. I think there's quite a good number of lads coming through as well. Lads coming from all over the place, from Europe, just for this. So it's going to be class. I'm not sure if we're going to get him back this time, but it looks like he's gone. He might jump back in. I don't know, but yeah. Thank you everyone in the comments. Mitts Up TV. Big shout out to Lou Fuse. Thanks to all the new and old subscribers. It really means a lot. Jab that like button. Jab the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Also coming up on the 12th of August as well, WBKB, the first bare knuckle show to be happening in Cumbria, which I'm proud to be part of. I've just done a podcast there with the main event, which is on my channel as well. You can go and check that out. Yeah, appreciate you all. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully Jay, I'll come back on again sometime and finish your story. All right, have a good evening, everyone. See you later.
For the fight fans joining us and the millions watching around the world, Red Korner.